Hello there, this is Darth Rabbit 07 coming to you today with another quick review, fresh off the truck from TF Safari. I got in this afternoon my first of the Lyocosr limbs from Iron Factory, the blade of Halphas. I probably just mispronounced that really bad. Special thanks to Jimmy G for getting me into the Legends class trifecta. Started off with Magic Square. I was into New Age already, and now we've got Iron Factory. And I got to see at TFCon, I got to look at this with Young Kim and Hostile Prime, and that was just spectacular looking at both that and this guy up there in one form or the other at TFCon. So without further ado, let's turn this around and take a close look at Skyhawk. And there is Skyhawk from Transformers Victory on the turntable in his Iron Factory form. Can't believe how small this is compared to how big that box is. I was a little bit shocked. Look at the side of the box there. Looks good. His little call sign is IF EX-66. And I got 65 en route with 67. And 68 will be here hopefully before the end of next week. And then I've got on pre-order Death Cobra and 69 and 70, which is Kill Bison and shoot. Anyways, it's the tank, and it's these guys' legs. I got all this, like I said, backwards. I'm late to the party, all that jazz. And there he is with the spear, top of the box, bottom of the box. You pause the scan there, but you think you still get this at TS Safari if you act fast and get on it. You might even get it in here before the tariffs go in and jack up our shipping again. But so tickled to have this today. Thanks again, TS Safari, for sending this out so quickly. Let's crack this open and see how cool Skyhawk really is. And with this being the first of 6 pieces to Lyocosr, I have not done any of this. So there's the instructions, a bag full of hands. That is crazy cool. You got his weapon, probably your Lyocosr big weapon, bits, pieces, stuff I've got to learn what to do with. I love those blades. His pew pew, and this guy also turns into a pew pew. Hawk chest does all that stuff. And instead of calling them breast force like they do in Transformers Victory, I'll probably call these just chest masters, because that's exactly what they are. Just another, you got target masters, god masters, head masters, and now we got chest masters. So I don't know why they didn't just do that and take the stigma out of it. And they've renamed some of these guys, but I like Skyhawk and Hellbat and Drill Bison, and I can't get the legs still. I can't wait to get a hold of like Death Cobra and all that stuff. Anyway, let's focus on Skyhawk and get him out of this thing and go through these accessories. Getting down some brass tacks here. I gotta say, I started playing with this immediately, and I don't even have the other 6, the other 5 to do Lyocosr, but just having the hands up and being able to shake Lyocosr's hand right off bat and handle this, and the articulation, this has just got me so flipping excited, guys. You get his standard pew pew, you get his blades. They look really, really great. There's 2 of those. You get like what looks to be like a nunchuck piece for this thing right here. And I'll try to do this ever so eloquently. And bam! This has got me all kinds of excited. This is really, really freaking sweet. It's going to go back in that box. We got standard staff for Skyhawk there. The other big piece that goes with the big boy. Go back over there. We got his chest master. The Hawk chest, looking really all kinds of fun. The detail is great. I turned his tail around just to be able to get it to stand up, but you can just swing it back around. Boom. That looks really, really freaking sweet and cool, man. I'm so tickled to have this in hand. I didn't think that this would be happening any kind of soon, because like I said, I was late to the party, and shipping is going to be an issue moving forward here in the U.S., but better late than never, always, and I want to lay that down. And then you got Skyhawk himself, and that detail is spectacular. Let's get a closer look at that head. And I just love the head molds on these, and this feels good at first in hand. I'm going to Go through that articulation a bit later, but right now, this is just your first look how it cleans up on the side profile. The back, this is how it came in the box, and the other side, port side. A top-down view, if you will, bottoms-up view. Man, I'm going to have to add some Decepticon symbols to this. Destron symbols to this guy. First of the Destrons inside the Lyocauser. My early impressions, I'm thoroughly impressed. And one more thing before we get into that articulation, I just wanted to show this off. I've got his chest master on his chest with a logo thanks to TF Safari. It was the right size for fitting in that tiny space there. Looks phenomenal, but as far as articulation and stuff goes, he's on 3 little ball pegs here that I would not want to do the articulation test with this attached. And in order to get that off, you got to go back down in there with a spudger and pop it back forward, because there again, like when you go to grab this is really tight, and I just don't want to stress or break anything because this does look great. This is how I'll be able to display it, not necessarily handle it, articulate it. Now that I've articulated that part, let's remove the breast force, doesn't that mean chest master, and go through that articulation. And after first handling early impressions, I like that I can move those shoulder bits back in like a standard Decepticon Seeker. That just does something for me, guys, that you can flare his wings back. This is something special here. And this is what I was talking about right down inside of there. That little gray piece is actually the piece that you need to actually very carefully push out on that to get this chest master off his chest. Got to get that off my chest, guys. With the chest master off, hawk chest, let's go through that articulation here. On that head, you can do a little bit back that way, get that flying pose if you desire. And of course, I got this all back up here anyway. Let me get this fixed real quick. That's just to get the chest off. To get the chest master off the chest. There, let me get this up here. And, well, that's why I don't like to do the manipulation of things on camera, because I take my time, trying not to hurt anything. And it will clean up pretty good there. You can still do that upward look to get those flying poses. You can get all the way around on the ball joint there at the head. You can look down just a little bit. That face sculpt is just absolutely amazing. These shoulders will articulate out of the way, and you can get that classic Seeker look to get all the way around at the shoulder there on the ball joint, out to the side, pretty good. You do got an upper bicep. You got more than, I want to say you got more than 90 right there. Hang on a second. Yeah, it's just the way it does. You can get this on out here. Well, I said you could. Yep, there it is. You can get more than 90. I do believe that is more so for whenever you go into arm mode. You do got a swivel peg there. It's on a ball peg. So you can have the grip hands, you can have the fist hands, the salute hands, all the other crazy that goes with it. So then, man, tolerances of mine are really tight. So then let's get this back out here. Now we got those arms covered. And I like to keep it angled up just a little bit. I like to be able to do the dynamic stuff and have that little bit of play and flexibility. You can get, depending on how you have your wings, you can have them out here. You do get all the way around. Yes, you can. You get all the way around. It's very, very tight on the clearance, but it's all there. This has also got an ab crunch, I want to say. Yeah, and that's due to the mechanism with the arm feature for Lyocauser. It's on a clickety kind of deal there. You do get, due to the kibble there, you don't get far back, but you can get that much. And it's on a ball joint there as well. You can see it inside of there. You get that much in the knee, unless I've mistransformed it or did something wrong. You can open it up and get a little bit more due to the transformation. And you got some ankle rocker tilt and some forward and back there at the feet. So there's all of that. And you can keep moving the bits out of the way as you need to get other poses. You can, on a ball and joint, flip those all the way around and get a traditional seeker look, as I will demonstrate. And that's just the happiest of accidents, because you can put the chest piece back on there, but that looks like it's like a better done version of anything to G1. And I just like to have these little intakes next to the head. The head can still articulate and look up and all that jazz. That just looks freaking cool to me. But with time and play, I'm just worried about these ball joints. Anyway, I'm always a little bit, and you can angle them back if you need to. So there you go. You still can do the stuff and pose and that kind of thing, but just handle with care, because while I'm not as familiar with the Iron Factory stuff, I always worry about stuff snapping and breaking. Henceforth, I took the Chessmaster off. Chessmaster will also not work. It sticks out way too far when it's in jet mode. So then, speaking of jet modes, let's get him in said jet mode. I got one leg shorter than the other. Shame on me. There we go. Let's get him over into jet mode. And here is Skyhawk in his jet mode, and for the most part, he cleans up very, very good as we take a look at the starboard side of the jet mode. And I've got that landing gear dip in a little bit. Sorry about that. Looks really, really sweet, especially from the back, from the port, top down. Just love the paint and the details and stuff. I got some Toy Hack symbols on there to give him that Decepticon Seeker flair even better. Don't think this is quite an F-15, but it still looks awesome. You do got some visible head syndrome, unless I got that mistransformed. And for the most part, he does clean up, as Seekers do on the bottom, which is not entirely at all. You can put up the landing gear all together. You have to untransform his back part, then put it up in there, and you transform it back, and it'll sit flush. Everything will sit a little bit more flush, but just a very swooshable, awesome jet mode altogether. Now, whether it be the faux Chessmaster plate that sticks in there, or the Chessmaster itself, it will scrape when then you have landing gear down like this. So I just left it off altogether and put it back in its safekeeping spot inside the box there. And just a really, really solid. I wish it kind of had a flight stand for the flyers. I got Leozek in today. Hellbat should be in next week, and Jaguar came in today as well with Leozek. So I bought all three of them at the same time, and then they shipped two at a time. And it's actually Leozek and Jaguar came at me first, but then this guy somehow made it to me first because it shipped second. And who knows? Smaller packets got through there quicker, and then stupid tariff nonsense. Hopefully that'll go the way of the dodo, as I'm just over that nonsense. And Chinese New Year's over, so everything should get back to normal for about 30 more days, or hopefully forever, but we'll see. I don't hold my breath on that stuff. Let's get him back into robot mode, show off some of his other stuff, and get into some final thoughts. And here is Guy Hawk showing off configuration 1 with a spear. Next up is configuration 2. No matter the spear configuration, he looks so freaking sweet, guys. I really do love this figure so much. And let's do him with just the blades. He's just absolutely ready to shred with the best of them. And I can't help but feel with the lighting in this color, he has a very G1 pterosaur vibe going on with me right now too. I get different things at different times the more I mess with this figure. And here he is with his Chessmaster Hawk chest. It's a tongue twist on words. And his blaster, which is supposed to be like a representation of whenever this guy goes to his blaster mode. Guy Hawk just looks awesome no matter the dual wielding like this. Might have to go back and put some paint on those blaster tail feather pew-pews to make it look like that. But just an outstanding, awesome piece. I absolutely adore this figure. I'm going to hold off on doing the arm configuration because I want to get that with the rest of the group when I do get them together. Let's get this guy into some final thoughts. Final thoughts on Guy Hawk, guys. No matter the wing configuration, the chest masterpiece, no matter how you pose him, his shoulders and all that good stuff, this guy is a solid addition to anybody's collection, especially if you're into the. This is my first jump off point in the Iron Factory, and I couldn't be more happy. Well, I could be more happy if I had just been smart enough like everybody else and get the rest of the limbs, and this would have been my final piece, but it was actually my first piece where a lot of people just like this guy to complete in Biokaiser. That will come eventually, but just not today. I just want to get my thoughts out here and not take too much more of your time. Iron Factory's transformation with this guy is more simplistic, and I find it's better late than never here lately when it comes to these Legends masterpieces here. This will tide me over till next year when the HasLab eventually does release, and I'm really hoping and praying that they go through and they redo the stuff with that and the early concepts they're showing off at MegaCon this weekend, because a lot of us are not really thrilled with the way that's looking, and is saying that this is the better piece to get after, seek after, and grab for a version of Lyokaiser. Lyokaiser is unruly expensive from G1, so a lot of us here don't have that, except for by sheer luck and happenstance that way. I'm just tickled to have the first piece of 6. I got 2 more pieces inside there. I'm going to try to get those on the turntable and get them going on too. I got Leo, Zach, and Jaguar, and I'm tickled to death that Jimmy talked me into completing the Legends trifecta and going after this guy first. It's I highly recommend it, guys. You guys have a great week out there. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching. That's going to wrap it up for Guy Hawk. Go catch out those Transformer Victory episodes. You can get them on YouTube with some really decent subtitles out there. Some of them are dubbed into English. And enjoy a part of Transformers that I missed until the last couple of years whenever they first released Victory Saber for the HasLab a couple years ago. Deathsaurus looks great, and I've actually got some pictures I'll be posting showing off this guy with those guys. Have a great week. Until R1, guys.